427 Romeo, Santa Monica Tower, right turn to the shoreline approved, runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Runway 21, clear for takeoff, 427 Romeo.
Okay. So, lights, fuel pump.
Please send use caution for drone activity over downtown Santa Monica at or below 400 feet.
Heartbeat in.
Mentor 5 Mike Romeo, resume on navigation, contact SoCal approach 125.2.
Alright.
Contact SoCal
Can we secure?
125.2, 5 Mike Romeo, thanks.
Let's go.
Tango, runway 21, clear to land.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cubic Airlines Flight 032, I believe. We're going to try to do a soft field takeoff here. Alright. Alright. That was good.
Striker 7 Victor Papa, resume on navigation, contact SoCal approach 125.2. 125.2, resume on navigation, 7 Victor Papa.
Clear of the airfield, flaps up. Pitch up a little bit more. Let's do noise abatement. Good. Looking good.
Grumman 14 November traffic will be holding in position. 14 members, we're pretty out here on the 45.
All right.
Please, 10, are you clearing out west?
Santa Monica Tower, 5148 Victor, holding short for 21 for right turn at Malibu, shoreline, sorry.
Contact 514 Victor, Santa Monica Tower, heavy request. Police 10, walk VFR, frequency change approved. Police 10, next rail.
Alright, so now we're gonna look a little bit over the cowling and pitch for 75.
Flight 427 Romeo, contact SoCal approach 125.2.
125.2, 427 Romeo. SoCal Light Sport 427 Romeo at 2,000 heading to 2,500.
Light Sport 427 Romeo, SoCal departure, ident, LA altimeter 29905.
Ident, altimeter 29905, 427 Romeo.
Sport 427 Romeo, radar contact 2 miles west of Santa Monica.
All right, hazy day. All right, we've leveled off at 2,500 feet. Okay, fam, that was a good departure. I've been flying a lot with people lately. This is the first time I've flown by myself, I believe, since I got my license. Because I like to share the gift of flying with as many people as I can. And it's really a passion of mine to do that. So I appreciate the opportunity. And so, in anticipation for a checkout flight to Catalina Island this Sunday, I wanted to come out here and do a little bit of performance takeoffs, landings, maybe a little bit of emergency procedures here. You know, just to refresh myself. And it's not always appropriate to do those things with passengers in the plane, although sometimes they don't mind. Like the last time I was able to do a stall, they didn't mind at all. So that's good. So we're up here. We don't have much time at all. We got into the air with just under 20 minutes of total pre-flight. That includes cabin preparation as well, setting up the GoPro, setting up the iPad here. So watching my temperatures and pressures, trimming, and it's a bit hazy today, but I think it would be a good idea to do some quick practice. Quick practice.
And 5 Mike Romeo, is our Cherokee still a factor?
Enter 5 Mike Romeo, the traffic's now about a mile and a half to your north, 4,600.
Roger, thank you.
All right. So, in the case of an emergency, you follow the ABCs. Airspeed, 20 knots. B, you identify the best field for an upwind pattern landing. C, you run the checklist, which is basically throttle cracked, choke off, fuel pump on, carb heat on, master switch on, and you attempt to restart. If you can't restart, you go to D, squawk 7700, and you're on frequency 121.5. ABCDE is emergency shutdown, fuel pump off, fuel selector off, ignition off. Don't forget to switch the fuel tanks as you're trying to restart. Flaps as required, and then G, get ready for the emergency landing. Looks like there's a helicopter right over there. There it is.
SoCal 427 Romeo, we'll be doing a little bit of maneuvering here before heading back to Santa Monica. Just wanted to advise.
Export 427 Romeo, Roger. You got traffic at your 1 to 2 o'clock and a mile and a half. They appear to be northeast, about 2,200, type unknown.
Looking for traffic and also see the traffic off my right wing of a helicopter, 427 Romeo. Roger.
All right, so
SoCal, Skyrim 5140.
we just lost
2,300, climbing 3,000.
our engine.
Skyhawk 5140, Victor, SoCal departure.
First thing we want to do is we want to establish 60 knots. And look for our best field. All right, so we got a beautiful beach right in front of us right there. So we're going to head in that direction. Okay, so A, establish airspeed at 60 knots. So we're going to raise our nose a bit. B, establish their best field for upwind pattern landing is going to be right there. And C, run the checklist. So that's going to be choke off, throttle cracked. We'll keep trying to keep our airspeed. Carb heat open. Fuel pump on. Switch the fuel tanks. Attempt to restart. Unable to restart. Okay, squawk 7700. Declare mayday on 121.5. Now we're trying to, all the while, keep an eye out down here for our pattern landing. So we're already almost here. So we'll go ahead and make a turn. So we're losing altitude in our turn. A, B, C, D, E, fuel selector off, fuel pump off, engine off. F, I would go ahead and get back to 60. All right, then we drop some flaps. All right, that's our, so now we're looking at coming in at a regular pattern landing right now. So we're about 1,000 feet, and we would go ahead and turn again. We extend our base a little bit. Go ahead and turn again, and we would drop some more flaps. Yep, then we would tighten our safety belts. Unlatch the canopy, turn off the switches. And then we would go down here and land.
428, contact LA Center 135.5.
All right, so that would be a little bit
Victor 7, Victor Papa,
That would be rough.
point me good
All right,
approach,
so now
128.65.
let's go ahead and recover.
12.
Flaps 20.
8.65.
Full power.
Okay. Light support 5 Mike Romeo, you tram 12 o'clock and about 5 miles westbound, Skyhawk 3,600.
Looking for the traffic, 5 Mike Romeo.
Skyhawk 40 Victor, you have additional traffic at 12 o'clock and 5 miles, a light support 3,500.
Looking for traffic, we'll go to 4,000 for you, Victor.
Okay, so, not bad. We followed the instructions, right? But we were a little bit high. That would have been a really difficult way of emergency landing to make work. So we're a bit high there. But not bad. Go ahead and return. That was what we came out here to do.
Afternoon, SoCal United, 1718, 900 for 5,000.
At 1718, SoCal departure radar contact, climb via SID.
Yeah, 1718, climb via the summer 2.
A little bit of a steep turn here. Steep climbing turn. Level off here.
Negative traffic, 5 Mike Romeo.
Answer this weather information, pretty good.
Negative traffic, 5 Mike Romeo.
Never 5 Mike Romeo, roger. That traffic's now 12 o'clock and a mile. Skyhawk, they're at 4,000 now westbound.
Okay, sounds good, 5 Mike Romeo, thanks.
Monica Airport information, Golf 20512 observation, wind 200 at 9er, visibility 10, clear below 12,000, temperature 17, dew point 9, altimeter 2995. VOR Alpha, RNAV visual approach, Denise landing and departing runway.
Traffic inside for you, Victor.
Thank you.
District used.
Notice airman UAS activity at or below 400 feet AGL in the downtown Santa Monica area. 5D notice and effect, advise on initial contact you.
SoCal, 427 Romeo, inbound to Santa Monica with information call.
Sport 27 Romeo, roger.
Morning departure, Giant 751s out of 800 for 5,000, summer 2 departure.
Giant 751, SoCal departure radar contact, climb via SID.
Climb via the SID, Giant 751. And Giant 751, just for our clarification, you still want 5,000 or, like you said, via the SID?
Giant 751 heavy, via the SID, compound 2230.
Up to 230, Giant 751.
Light support 27 Romeo, radar service terminates, stand the beacon code, contact Santa Monica Tower.
We'll stay on beacon code, we'll contact Santa Monica Tower, 427 Romeo, good day. Santa Monica Tower, 427 Romeo, inbound with information, Golf.
Light support 427 Romeo, Santa Monica Tower, make right traffic, runway 21.
Make right traffic, runway 21, 427 Romeo. All right. So, limited time. We only have 15 minutes of plane reservation time left. We're done good so far. This feels good. I want to come back out here soon and do this again. It is nice to have a seat blank, just so you don't have to worry about any of the thing that they might be feeling as you're going through the motions. This was a pretty good emergency preparation. I could have done a little bit better on the placement of the airplane, but like I said, practice makes perfect. I'll just come out here soon and do that again. So right now we're going to be flying into the airport. We're going to do a soft field landing. Hopefully we'll have time for another soft field takeoff, depending. Depending. If we get the option, no, we can't do the option. That won't work. All right, so let's go ahead and slow it down. Looks like we're clear on getting into the runway here. Feels great to be up here. It really does. I mean, it just kind of reminds you of the freedom and woo, the ability to have some fun. Definitely like to have fun out here. It's funny that that actually doesn't have as much of an impact when there's one person versus two. Note to self. Okay, so now looking for the freeway. Let's go ahead and reduce our power to descent. Go ahead and pull the carpet on that one. Keeping our eye out. Only traffic is something we're way behind us. Very hazy day, but we're okay. Yeah, I think there's going to be some clouds coming in later. All right, so we're at 2,000 feet, 80 knots. Yeah, it is good to practice this without anybody asking you all kinds of questions. That's definitely good. That's definitely good. Alright, so we put that car beat in. We're going to level off a little bit here in our descent. Yeah, it's good to get out here. Feels good always in the air. Rocking back and forth, up and down.
Flight Sport 27 Romeo, runway 21, clear to land.
Runway 21, clear to land, 427 Romeo.
Alright. Now, let's go ahead and arrest our descent a little bit better. Remember, we're going to be doing a soft field landing. Why are we doing a soft field landing? Well, on Sunday, the plan is to fly with an instructor to Catalina Island, land 3 times, take off 3 times, and fly back. I'm doing that so that I can get checked off that I have that skill. Then I can take my wife, who's never flown with me, or flight over to Catalina Island. She said she won't come up here and fly in circles. Not cool enough for her. Seeing this gorgeous view everywhere is not enough. She wants to go do something with the airplane. She wants to go be somewhere with the airplane. So we thought about Temecula, but then I thought, I mentioned Catalina once, and she totally bit the hook on that one and has bought into the idea. So I am preparing for that. A week this Sunday, practice with the instructor. A week from Sunday would be the actual time we'll fly out there and land, hang out for a while, and fly back. So really excited about that. Catalina Island runway is very narrow and bumpy. So you have to treat it almost as a grass field. And that is why we're up here today, trying to pretend to land on grass. So we are now entering the pattern. We're at 1,400 feet. That was an excellent descent into the pattern. Go ahead and line up my wing here with the runway, just about there. All right, we've already got clearance from tower. So we're going to low it, pull it, switch it, pitch it. Once we're into the wide arc, pop it, 10 degrees of flaps, get into a descent, hit the trim. Let's come on down. Let's come on down. Keeping an eye on our runway there. So we got one thing we need to remember is at a bump of power. Let's see what we can do here. No need to be nervous or anything. All right, looking good. Go ahead and start our base turn. Good. We're at 20 degrees of flaps. Now we do have some winds that make it a little bit tricky. And we did come in a bit shallow. All right. final. Full flaps. Wind's pushing us up. Go ahead and sink this airplane. Now we're negotiating the wind. Keeping our eyes on that 2-1. Put power in, take power out. All right, eyes at the end of the runway. Coming in just right. Now we gotta kind of keep the power in. We're gonna pull it out right there. We're gonna float it, float it, float it, float it. Keep that stick up, keep that stick up. Nice, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Ooh.
427 Romeo, left Bravo 3, contact ground 121.9er.
Left Bravo 3, contact ground. 427 Romeo.
Okay.
Sorry, 88 Echo Juliet is ready to go.
Phenom 88 Echo Juliet, Santa Monica Tower. Runway 21, cleared for takeoff.
21, clear for takeoff, 88 Echo Juliet, thank you.
All right. So, that was pretty fun. Not bad.
Attention all aircraft, airport information, hotel current wind 22010, altimeter 29904.
So, clear the runway. Carb heat in, flaps up, landing light on.
Cherokee 32169 is on the practice RNF 21.
Cherokee 32169 Santa Monica Tower. Hotel is current wind 22010, Santa Monica altimeter 29904. Make straight in, runway 21.
21, we'll pick up.
All right, so here's what we have to do now. We could go for another lap. It would take about 7 minutes. We have literally 7 minutes. Then we'd have no time to get out. There's a jet that just took off. A little bit rude. Let's pay some goodwill forward and just taxi back.
Santa Monica ground, light sport 427 Romeo. Clear of runway 21 at Bravo 3. Request taxi back to Santa Monica Flyers.
Light sport 427 Romeo, Santa Monica ground, just the Flyers via Bravo.
Taxi to Flyers via Bravo 427 Romeo.
So that's the nice thing to do. That's the nice thing to do. And it's getting a little bit hot. Pop this up. Okay. So recap. Soft field takeoff was good. For having not done it in a long time, with a little bit of wind, I'll take it. I think that would be acceptable. Emergency, let's see, what do we call that? Emergency practice, emergency landing practice, engine out practice, whatever you want to call it. Went through the procedures well. Didn't really time the fence. I could have probably done another 360 to really got down there. So you'd lose about 1,000 feet, or you can like 700 to 800 feet on a 360. So that's something to keep in consideration. I was lining up pretty well. Luckily there was another beach a little bit further that I definitely could have made had I wanted to. Coming back, great descent, good radio work, and didn't make anybody mad on the radio today. Although I will say, I did, in the ground, they don't like for you to ask for flight following after the run-up area. So that's something to remember. And then the soft field landing was, I kept the nose up and like barely tapped a couple times, but I kept it up in the wind here. So I'll take it. I believe that I'll be ready for Catalina on Sunday. So this has been a nice departure from the regular job. I do have to get back to my regular gig, but this has been good. Good break for the day. So thank you to all of you who have been continuously watching and subscribing here to Maker Airways, and I wish you a pleasant rest of your day or night. Take care.